There are more than 7 crore SIP accounts in India as of October 2023, and you will be stunned to know that there is a contribution of 17,000 crore rupees from these accounts itself in India. आपको पता है कि there are 45 lakh individuals who are trading in derivatives as per SEBI's report. And apart from that, SEBI published a paper recently in Jan 2023 जहां पर उन्होंने ये बताया था कि 90% of the traders are making losses and only 10% of them are making profits. In this video मुझे ये बात करनी है कि वो SEBI के पेपर में exactly लिखा क्या था, and we want to break down that entire paper into a very simple manner, and we want to help you understand and take a decision कि आपको investing करनी चाहिए या trading करनी चाहिए as a career if you are planning to do in the future. While the jury is more about trading, most of the people will wholeheartedly recommend investing. सब लोग बोलेंगे investing से आपको long term wealth creation मिलेगा, सब लोग बोलेंगे कि investing से आपको fundamental analysis से आप stocks में invest कर सकते हो and all of that. Let's take both examples, investor and trader. Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors. In fact, you will be shocked to know that in 2008 when the global financial crisis took place, one of the first phone calls from the US government was to Warren Buffett to ask both for his ideas and his checkbook. That is the power of Warren Buffett. Similarly, perhaps the most successful trader is Jim Simons, founder of Renaissance Technologies, who has achieved an astonishing compounded annual growth rate of more than 65% over 40 years. 65% का return trading से कमाया है in the last 40 years, and he is the most successful trader. In earlier times, you might have to pick both कि Warren Buffett बनना है या Jim Simons बनना है, but today there is a time where you can become both, which is a trader as well as investor, and you can make money via both the options as well. आपको ये लग रहा होगा कि ट्रेडर को थोड़ा कैश सेट असाइड करना पड़ता है फॉर ट्रेडिंग, राइट? आपको ऐसा लग रहा होगा कि ओके, मुझे अगर ट्रेडिंग शुरू करनी है तो मुझे 50,000 रुपए मेरे बैंक अकाउंट से निकाल के मेरे जीरोदा या मेरे कोई ब्रोकरिंग अकाउंट में डालने पड़ेंगे एंड यहाँ से मुझे ट्रेडिंग शुरू करनी पड़ेगी. ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं होता है. देयर इज अ कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ मार्जिन हियर. द मोस्ट एफिशिएंट वे टू ट्रेड इज टू प्लेज वंस एक्जिस्टिंग शेयर्स और म्यूचुअल फंड्स विद योर ब्रोकर इन एक्सचेंज फॉर मार्जिन. तो मैं आपको सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बताता हूँ. आपने चलो मान के चलो कि 1 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किए स्टॉक मार्केट में. लेट्स से आपने 10,000 रुपए 10 स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट किया, ठीक है? इसमें आपको ब्रोकर बोलेगा कि आप 50,000 वर्थ का ट्रेड कर सकते हो विदाउट यू हैविंग टू कीप कैश सेपरेटली इन योर अकाउंट. मतलब क्या कि आप 50,000 का ट्रेड करो एंड उस पे आप जो कमाओगे वो तो आप कमाओगे ही, एंड प्लस 1 लाख पे जो रिटर्न मिलेगा वो भी आपको मिलेगा. मतलब क्या कि 50,000 रुपए आपके 1 लाख पे प्लेज हुए. अगर आपने सपोज 50,000 पे पूरा लूज कर लिया, पूरा आपका लॉस हो गया, तो आपके 1 लाख में से वो 50,000 चले जाएंगे. यू आर गेटिंग इट? इसमें क्या होता है कि आपको सेपरेटली 50,000 रुपए नहीं डालना. यू कैन प्लेज एंड देन यू कैन ट्रेड ऑन मार्जिन, एंड दैट्स द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज ऑफ ट्रेडिंग. एज अ ट्रेडर you will enjoy two benefits, which is appreciation in the value of your shares or mutual funds and the income which you generate from the margin. So this concept wasn't mentioned in SEBI's paper, and we just wanted to highlight this part as well. In fact, one word of caution, however, is that in the event of a loss, the trader might have to sell part of his or her shares or mutual funds to make good the loss, because the broker is of course not Santa Claus, right? So you have to make sure कि अगर आपको लॉस हो गया तो आपको शेयर्स या म्यूचुअल फंड्स में से देना पड़ेगा. Now SEBI's paper mentions that 11% of all the derivative traders earn a profit. It also says that the top 1% and 5% of profit makers accounted for 51% and 75% of all the profits earned. ये Pareto rule जैसा हो गया. 80% की वैल्यू is created by 20% of people. ये उसके जैसा ही साउंड कर रहा है. आपको ये सुन के लगेगा कि यार ट्रेडिंग तो बिल्कुल करना ही नहीं चाहिए, बट लेट मी रिमाइंड यू कि आप अगर सीए की एग्जाम देते हो तो 10% पासिंग का रेट होता है. अगर आप एक यूट्यूबर बनना चाहते हो, योर चांस ऑफ अर्निंग अबव द यूएस पॉवर्टी लाइन इज जस्ट 2.5%. आप अगर सिविल सर्विसेज की एग्जाम देते हो तो उसमें सक्सेस रेट होता है 0.2%. फ्रॉम 1.5 मिलियन क्रिकेटर्स इन इंडिया, ओनली 11 play for the national team. That's a 0.001% success rate. If you are starting out a corporate job, your odds of becoming the CEO are 1 in 1,35,000. That's a 0.00001% success rate. अगर मैं content creation में भी बात करूँ, there are 80 million content creators, out of which only 1.5 lakh are able to monetize. ये सबकी बात मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ? Because ये जो success rate का percentage होता है, right, बहुत कम होता है. Although I know कि trading में पैसा involved है, इसमें पैसा involved नहीं है. Trading में instant result होता है, इसमें instant result नहीं होता है. But all I'm trying to say is कि success rate हमेशा बहुत कम होता है in almost all the industries which is there. Just like MS Dhoni recently said, problems occur when you try to multiply your money. Avoid that and instead add to your money. Good traders don't swing for the fences all the time. They try to score ones and twos. And good traders don't take naked positions. They place bets with hedges even if it means a lower return. हमेशा याद रखो कि hedging का concept बहुत important है. आप जो भी bet ले रहे हो उसके साथ hedge करो so that your risk is minimized. And अगर आपको बहुत loss भी अगर होने वाला है तो वो बहुत minimize हो जाएगा. पता है trading के साथ you have a daily report card of profit and loss, and this has a psychological impact on traders, especially young traders. इससे क्या होता है कि रोज मुझे देखना पड़ता है कि आज मैंने कितना पैसा कमाया. मैं मेरे दोस्त को बोलूंगा आज मैंने ये ट्रेड में 10,000 कमाया, 50,000 कमाया, 1 लाख कमाया, आज मैंने इतना पैसा गवाया, which is not the case with other examples that I mentioned. Some people may be blessed with a good temperament to deal with ups and downs, while for others they can gradually cultivate this. Trading is very emotional, and trading अगर आपको सीखनी है तो आपको स्किल सेट से ज्यादा साइकोलॉजी, जो इमोशनल बैंडविड्थ होता है, जो इमोशनल क्वोशंट होता है, उस पे बहुत फोकस करने की जरूरत होती है. सो वॉरेन बफेट हिमसेल्फ हैज फेमसली सेड दैट डेरिवेटिव्स आर नॉट हिज कप ऑफ टी. लेट मी गिव यू अ फ्यू मोर एग्जांपल्स टू कंसीडर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू एजुकेशन एंड पेडिग्री. James Cordier, who wrote a book about option selling, failed to follow some of his own advice and ended up losing $150 million of his clients' money. Let's take the second example, LTCM, Long Term Capital Management. ये एक hedge fund है जो start हुआ था Nobel Prize winners से. And पता है इनके साथ क्या हुआ था? They had to be bailed out by the US government because they had placed some risky bets during the late 90s. On the other hand, Jim Simons, who is the best performing trader we mentioned earlier, is a mathematician by profession. वो तो trader भी नहीं, वो mathematician थे and not a finance or economics person. In fact, आप शॉक हो जाओगे कि he also recruits people with that background only, कि जिसको mathematics और statistics आता है and not necessarily जिसको trading या Wall Street या MBA करके आए उनको recruit नहीं करते हैं वो. That is something which is very very different from all the traders. Some of what we consider risky and safe is culturally inherited from our ancestors, but these things are always changing. There was a time when it was considered indecent to be a Bollywood actor, but now the same people are well respected throughout the society. तो I think जो temperament होता है right, वो बहुत important है when it comes to trading, जहाँ पर आपको deal करना है कि आप कितना psychologically इसको handle कर पाओगे और कितना नहीं. Let's take the startup analogy. Let's accept that only 11% of the traders made money in 2022, which is fair. But अगर आप बात करोगे तो number of people trading derivatives increased from 7 lakhs in 2019 to 45 lakhs in 2022, which is a huge jump. If you think about it, each of these traders is basically a startup. We know that startups burn money at the start of their journey. This used to be ridiculed until a few years ago, but is now considered conventional wisdom. While we look at statistics, let's not forget that each trader is on his or her own journey and they need to go through a learning curve. तो होता क्या है कि स्टार्टिंग में ट्रेडर मनी लूज करेगा, बट आफ्टर अ पॉइंट इन टाइम जैसे स्टार्टअप को टाइम लगता है सक्सेसफुल बनने में, माइट बी पॉसिबल कि ट्रेडर भी ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम ही सक्सेसफुल बन पाएगा. दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच इज अ स्टार्टअप एनालॉजी. एंड लेट्स ब्रेक डाउन फ्रॉम द सेबी's पेपर itself. We can see evidence of average trading performance improvement. Average losses made by loss-making traders in 2019 was 1.7 lakhs. This reduced drastically to 1.1 lakhs in 2022, which is a 36% improvement. Which means that the average trader is getting substantially better, whether it's a result of learning from past mistakes, others' experiences, better strategies, higher liquidity, or plain luck. At the same time, it's important to know that the average profit by profit-making traders was around 1.5 lakhs, which is around $1,850. This is remarkably close to India's GDP per capita as well, which is around $2,000. This implies that there are 5 lakh traders who on an average are breaking even with the Indian economy. तो profit-making traders की भी बात करो तो ये इंडिया के GDP per capita जितना कमा पा रहे हैं. सेबी के पेपर में अगर आप देखोगे तो as the old saying goes, ये बाल ऐसे ही सफेद नहीं हुए. The older you get, the better your trading performance becomes. 75% of the participants are below the age of 40 and take home only 41% of the profits. On the other hand, 25% of the participants are above the age of 40 but take home 59% of the profits. इसका मतलब क्या है कि भले ही 25% लोग हैं जो 40 के ऊपर है, but they are taking home 59% of the profits, which is substantially more as compared to people who are under 40, and that's the main reason कि एक बार आप एक्सपीरियंस हो जाते हो तो आप ट्रेडिंग में भी पैसा कमा सकते हो. In fact, each successive age category performs better than their juniors, like in many other fields, and some reasons for this could be experience, higher capital, fewer distractions, and many more. सेबी ने उनके पेपर में सिर्फ ये लिखा है कि इंडिविजुअल ट्रेडर्स ने पैसा गवाया है. अगर आपको मैं बताऊं तो बहुत सारे लोग LLP बनाते, कंपनी बनाते, प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, या तो पार्टनरशिप फर्म बनाते हैं, या तो बहुत सारे अलग अलग स्ट्रक्चर्स बना सकते हैं, और ये इसका डेटा कैप्चर नहीं हुआ है. वन ऑफ माय वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड्स सौरभ सिसोदिया, ही रन्स क्वांटिफाई कैपिटल, राइट, व्हिच इज इनटू एल्गोरिथमिक ट्रेडिंग. तो ये एल्गोरिथमिक ट्रेडिंग में है, बट दिस इज नॉट कैप्चर्ड बाय सेबी बिकॉज दिस इज रजिस्टर्ड नॉट एज एन इंडिविजुअल बट एज अ डिफरेंट एंटिटी ऑल टुगेदर. ऐसे बहुत सारे एल्गोरिथमिक ट्रेडिंग फंड्स है इंडिया में जो बहुत पैसा कमाते हैं ऑन एन एवरेज, एंड दैट इज नॉट कैप्चर्ड बाय सेबी's पेपर. If an individual is earning salary or has a business, they are already paying taxes on their income. If such a person decides to trade, he or she will likely start a partnership firm or an LLP within their family, and this new entity will pay taxes only on the trading income and will get exemptions up to a few lakhs of income, which is why most people prefer to trade not on individual basis but on some structured or entity basis. And lastly, SEBI ने उनके पेपर में exclude किया the outliers. उन्होंने top 5 and bottom 5 percentile हटा दिया है from average profit and average loss. In my opinion, analysis because we've already established that only a small percentage of people are successful in trading or any other field. Removing them altogether from this analysis paints a bleak picture of the whole market, and think of it as excluding all the billionaires in a country before trying to calculate the wealth of a country's population. Well, my goal here was to present a balanced argument from both the sides कि आपको trading या investing करना है वो तो आपकी personal choice है, but SEBI के पेपर में कुछ points ऐसे थे जो मेरे हिसाब से cover नहीं किए थे, and that is why I thought I'll make this particular video. And one of the biggest pros of trading if done systematically is that it is a means to becoming self-sufficient. But the biggest con, on the other hand, is that the lack of certainty as a trader. And अगर आपने बहुत risk ले लिया तो आप पूरा पैसा गवा बैठोगे. That's why take a very careful and cautious decision whether you want to become a trader or investor. Most importantly, consult your financial advisor before taking these decisions. And what is more important is the fact that you cannot be lucky every single time. There are people who have made money, lost money. It's only up to your emotional sentiment which will help you in order to become a successful trader. So trading may not be everyone's cup of tea. In my case, it is not my cup of tea as well because I am not a professional trader. However, it is completely up to you if you want to trade or invest ultimately in the future. And the main agenda for doing this video was just to break down the SEBI's paper in a very simplistic manner. Share it with all your friends and subscribe to my channel so that I can create more videos for all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.